I'd like to recognize some of the women, Alison Littell, host here tonight. My mom, my two sisters, my beautiful wife Brigitte, her two daughters, Janine and Julia. There you go. Sorry about that. Thank you for coming. Also, the past council members that I see out here, and the current council members, and the ones that are going to be, and also our current mayor and past mayors that have been here. And know what the job has to be. My background is my family, grandparents have been here since 1915. I put a soda bottle on the back of the table there that shows them bottling soda back in 1917. And I think that's part of the historical part of Ogdensburg that I really like. I have a degree in business management and also a master's in education. I teach at the Sussex County Community College. I work with students. I've also taught at Sparta High School. I'm a certified history and business teacher. I'm a U.S. Air Force veteran, and I know what service to his country is all about. And part of this political process is giving service, as you see. My question is, what is a volunteer? Someone who gives of themselves and expects nothing in return. Not only do I volunteer, I recognize all the volunteers that I see in this room. I see the firemen back there. I see the first aid squad. Thank you for coming. I also am a trained EMT with the first aid squad. I've spent over 190 hours on my own time training over a 4-month period for that. My last duty day this past Saturday, I went on 4 calls, taking over 5 hours of my own time to service those calls. And the Thursday before, I was called out at 2 o'clock in the morning to another resident. Even though I have no children on the ORA program, I am a coach for 3rd and 4th graders in town. I've done that this past spring. I was asked to coach because apparently we didn't have any parents that wanted to coach. And I was asked to do that, and I said, okay, I'll give it a try. All my kids are grown. My youngest one just graduated from college last December, and so far I'm still having a lot of fun. I'm an active parishioner of St. Thomas. I volunteer my time as a Eucharistic minister and a lecturer. What have I done since I've been on council? Some of the things that I've done. I've got a new crosswalk in town that's over here by the firehouse between Sam's. When I first got on, I noticed that people were crossing the street, and I contacted the county road department to do a survey for us. And they were coming. I was just fortunate that they were coming down, and I said, can you look at this for us? And they were able to do that and put the new crosswalk. They also repainted all the other crosswalks in town. So my concern is safety to our pedestrians and people crossing the street. I also got those yellow signs that we see in the center of Main Street that say stop when you do a crosswalk. There's my concern again. I also sponsored some grants. I wrote 2 grants for this town. One $11,000 grant for the first aid squad, which got its first aid equipment for turnout gear that we badly needed and was outdated. I also won a $23,000 grant from the Safe Routes to School program. In order to win that program and win that grant, I had to do a connect with the school. Again, even though I had no children in the school. I personally sponsored a safety essay, donating out of my own money 2 $50 bonds for the top poster and essay. With that, through the school, I was able to win that grant. And with that grant, we were able to get an engineering plan, a safety plan on putting sidewalks that go down Main Street, Passaic Avenue where the bad curve is, and down Kennedy Avenue. One of the biggest things that we've done the past 3 years, Jeannie, is a 5K, right? It's a lot of work. She knows, we know, with all the other volunteers that help us in the Recreation Commission. I think that's one of the biggest things I've seen since I've been here is the 5K that we brought into town. This last June, standing there at the beginning of the start line, seeing the fire department blowing their horn, thank you very much, and being at the end of the finish line with the sprayer when it's a warm day like that, and then seeing the police officers leading the runners down the road, and the first aid squad, thank you very much for following behind that day. That was a big day, and we had the Eastern Propane chairman come up to me and says he could see a community coming together. And that's the part that I really felt. I really appreciate that. From the proceeds from the 5K, we've been able to do hydro raking up at the pond, clean out those lily pads, so that we can preserve that pond some way. And I keep talking about preserving the pond. That's why we work towards the 5K. This past summer, through the budget constraints, we had eliminated the crossing guard down by the school. Apparently it fell through the crack, and I went to a school board meeting to bring it to their attention. They heard rumors about it, but no one was doing anything about it. So I brought it back to the council, and I said, what are we going to do? Thank God we got that crossing guard back. The recycling center closed. I was approached by a private citizen with some funding. First I was criticized for it. So I took it to the council, and I talked to the finance officer. We figured out a calculation on what we'd have to do to open that back up. Once we did that, brought it to the council, and the lawyer said that it was okay. There would be no strings attached with the person donating that money. And the recycling center for Saturday is now open. As a town, we need to recognize our senior citizens. That program's been going on for about 15 years. And for the first time this year, I was able to get a street sign that goes around the Borough Hall recognizing our 2010 Senior Citizen of the Year, Mrs. Ann Sikowski. Thank you, Ann. What is my platform? Find out how to do more with less. I like to do more with less. We have to cut back. I know that. But we have to do things too. We just can't cut back and not do anything. I want to recognize the school and what it does for us, our first day squad, our fire department, and our own police force. We have something here, and I want to keep it that way. We need to capitalize on that community and think outside the box. I also want to recognize Jamie Westerholm and Fred Rowett for getting that road open for us. Thank you, Fred. Okay, they spent their time and their equipment, over $20,000 to get that road open. They're the ones that opened up the road, not Steve. Sorry about that, Steve. Financial savings to our taxpayers. Find out how to get more grants. Eric Slater, thank you for getting that $75,000 grant for the fire department that you wrote for us that got the replacement of the air packs. Thank you very much.